very much for coming today. วันนี้เสด็จเจ้าหน้าเขาจะวันนี้ช่วงนี้เสด็จตัวเลยนะก็ชิถาเป็นลอยก็เป็นเขาจะจังจะว่าวิสแตนขอตัวจะอยากThanksgiving time คุณอยากขอเราเต้ๆหรออยู่ว่าเรียนรู้เต้ว่าเรากูว่าจะเตาเจนทองหรือเต้เราชี้หาก็ให้เราเต้นั่นจะกูเต้ว่าเนี่ยเขาไม่ก่อนที่ตู้บ้านเต้ไม่ในห้องนี้เสด็จตัวน่าจะ priority เยอะนะ Thanksgiving นะแต่ secondary นั่นจะ another issue เรื่องเราคุมมาเชียร์ตัวนี้แต่อยากจะตัวนั้นมาเมื่อตัวยี่ประธานแบบช่ออย่างนี้ขนาดเท่าจะความประธานตรงดีเนี่ยขนาดเท่าsecretary Jane เนี่ยขนาดตรงจ้านะมา he supposed to be here but I went to his party he said 3 o'clock I went there we wait until almost 5 o'clock we still not get to eat yet all we do was drinking so I ran away because I have this meeting, so I said, oh no more drinking. So they're still drinking, so that's why he could not make here. Okay. So another one, his uncle Christopher, he also promised he's gonna be here, but just a couple of minutes before we started here, he texted me. He said he's still in Sacramento, so I don't know. So Dr. Michael is here. Dr. Michael's dad is here. The president of the Lao Veteran, he promised me already. So until this morning, he said, "Oh, they have another meeting, right? They have another meeting on Chestnut and McKinley, with from the city and from other officials. I don't know who they are." So he said, "Dr. Sam, let me be there, here, whatever it is." So that's why he could not make it. Mr. Muali Wang is here, he's the realtor. Wang Wu is here, he's the business owner here. Wang Sao Thao also here, former president. His wife's here. Gary Wang, he just got out from the mountain today. He said, "Dr. Sam, how are you?" I said, "How do I am? How am? I just about to have dinner. Come." So that's what he promised, but I don't know. No, he didn't show up, so it's okay. So Mr. Xiong Tua, Panucci Life, Panucci Farm. Okay. Anybody want to have fresh pig, fresh chicken? Go to his farm. He has a lot. Vayencha. He promised he will come, but just before we started, he called me up. He said, "I'm still at the dealer. I'm not finished my customer yet. So go ahead and proceed." That's why I said, "Okay, so we don't wait for you." Mr. Li Xiong is here, the one who holding the camera. Peter is not here. Scotty is here. Me here and Bobby's here. That's all we have, okay? So I said, I only make the introduction and telling why I make the welcome remark. I put a number 2 here, the agenda. It said, past campaign activity review. Perhaps Bobby can share. Future operation structure. I thought because he said something. Uncle Christopher, so I said, okay, since you say something, then I want you to come and say something. But he didn't show up, so it's okay. Now, I'm sorry, Michael. I say agenda for December 21st. Because Bobby, I only saw once from Bobby, but I never thought they was here, so perhaps you can share later. Bobby, when I say this, before I forgot, Lao veterans said they already rent the Commerce Hall, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, he said, you want to make sure Bobby knows it. We heard that Bobby's going to rent that too. I said, I don't know. I saw Bobby's agenda, but I didn't know exactly what he said. We signed the lease already, that's what he said. So, okay, so long you know, that's good. And then I just say open discussion. we all can ask a question. Feel free to say, okay, feel free to say. We're gonna do something to help Bobby. So please share. I made a closing remark by the president, Mr. Thao, okay? Then I say dinner and meeting agenda, but we have dinner before. Why I propose have dinner before time? Because I went there. We talked too long. We didn't get to eat dinner, so I know I did dinner first. Like that, just I'm hungry.
Andrew Jans, the one who ran last time, was going to be the one to kind of keep going for the Democratic Party. He didn't do it. He got out and he decided to run for mayor. So I decided when folks from Washington came down and talked to me and asked me if I wanted to run, I thought about it and decided to run. And then when I decided to run, I put my name out there and said we would do this. I started exploring it and it looked good. And so this is kind of where we got to today. This time around, it was a little different. Because the last time I ran, they said, hey, get all the Hmong people together and show us that the Hmong people are united before you come and ask for our help. And so the last time as I was coming around talking to everybody and everyone wanted to do parties and do stuff and get together, by that time the other guy, Andrew, kind of took the lead and did all that stuff. So this time around, people know that we're together. People see how we are a community, how we are united, and we are there. So I decided to kind of go out and get the other support from the other groups and from other elected officials. I know this printed out real small, but this is a sense. This one was made. My sister made this probably a couple weeks ago, and I think there might be some more people to end on here. Or maybe this is where it's at. We had elections for the California Democratic Party a week from Saturday. We received the vote, so I got endorsed by the California Democratic Party by 62% votes. And so we are the candidate right now in California that California is going to back to go against Devin Nunes. We didn't have that before. But if you look on there that I've been working really hard to work and get to a lot of the other elected officials in our district, in our Central Valley, and we know there's a lot of Latinos, a lot of Mexicans in our area, and I reached out to the different leaders that are representing the Latino population and the Hispanic population, and we've got quite a bit of them. Dolores Huerta is one of the bigger names there that's recognized all throughout the country, and she has endorsed our campaign. She doesn't endorse people all the time, and she endorsed this one, and so it's going to go far ways as long as we are there. Because in our community, we know you don't show up, you're not a part of it, we don't care about you. Okay, if you want to be part of the Hmong community, you want to help the Hmong community, you got to show up. So we also have to show up for them too, right? I have to go and show up at their events, be there to support the stuff there, because a lot of our issues are the same kind of issues. And so I promised to do that, and I would need help when things come up, maybe if they have events that we can go together as a group so they can see it. There is a lot more stuff happening. Yesterday I was with Congressman Jimmy Panetta, and he gave me a very good welcome in front of his constituents over in Santa Cruz, and so that stuff is going on. So we're making headway that way. We're trying to do our best to raise funds, and that's kind of the key thing to win right now is how much money you raise and how much money you get to run your campaign. And so that is a part that we are going to need help in doing this, and that's why I wanted to do fundraisers. So some of you may have been contacted already, from Songchu up in Sacramento, from the folks up there from Larry, that we're having on December 7th. Thao United Sacramento is going to be doing a fundraiser for me, and then the 14th we can't do it. We have ours on the 14th for our family, and then on the 21st. We plan to have this fundraising event. Now, this is what was proposed, and actually I thought it was accepted, and I already passed them out at our event. You saw already at the event for the Hmong American mothers, and it has to change now. The Hmong Cultural Center, one group said, we have it for the 21st, and then another group gave it to the Lao veterans. We both kind of all printed tickets and did our flyers already, and but mine were donated to me, so we're going to redo it, right? So I can redo it. So we are going to be in the agriculture building. So it's the building next to it, all at the same time. And so we're gonna have it, we have the building, it's next door, it's the agriculture building, it's still a very big building. We need to raise as much funds as possible. There's prices there, we talked about the pricing, $300 is gonna be the pricing, okay? We've talked about it before, but if people wanna donate more, they can donate more, right? And we wanna sell it to other, people who have money, and we need to raise as much funds as possible so we can fully win this race, okay? I've been working hard every day, calling and making calls to people across this country to donate to help us. And I will tell you, one of the biggest stories that people pull onto is like, you're Hmong, and they appreciate our story. They appreciate that we are doing things, and that's what, for some people, are donating right away when they hear that I am Hmong. And so our story is speaking loud. And so, to have this party here, it doesn't only have to be, Hmong thao or just Hmong people. We can ask other business folks that have, we have supported a lot of other businesses. We should ask those people to support us in the same fashion. And now they don't have to be Republican or Democrat or anything. We're asking them to support us in our endeavors to get better, to become better, right? Our community can become better. After the last election, you see how many people we got. Thao, she won up there in Oakland, right? She ran. We had, like right now, who got inspired, Nelsie Yang is city council in St. Paul, Minnesota. We had 3 more judges since the last time I ran. We have, many people running. And in fact, right now, Yiling Shong is thinking about running for Congress in the special election over there in Wisconsin. And so he's thinking about running right now. The election is in April. So we keep this momentum, we keep it moving forward, we keep the excitement within our communities. We have been accomplishing great things. And so I'm asking, for our family to do the best that we can to sell the tables, to get people together so we can spread that same message and, get the funding that we need to be able to win this race. Okay, because we can win it. We have the support. You see on the other side, that's the support. The other 2 candidates I'm going after, they have no endorsements at the local level. Nobody in the area is endorsing them. Nobody. But yet one of them is raising a lot of money because the nation doesn't like Devin Nunes. And he had a team that was able to get him in front of the news media, so he raised some money. It's slowing down because more people are hearing about us, because we are the candidate. Then we're the first time Hmong Democrat, the California Democratic Party has endorsed a Hmong candidate for Congress. And so we got it. And we're going to move forward, and we're going to take power, and we're going to do this the best that we can. And, in January, we're going to have to work really hard. We're going to have to work really hard to get people to vote, to get people to turn in their ballots, to do all the right thing. Real force. If we can get 100 people walking on a Saturday and Sunday, and just walking, and we'll point out where to go and do things, get all the kids out, everything, we can win this portion. If we do that, for sure, all across the nation, people are going to help. This race is going to be $6 million to $9 million race. But I promise you, we make it past primary, in March 3rd is when we do the elections. We make it past that, we will raise the money because the whole nation will be pitching in at that time. So we will get that 6 million or the 9 million from the rest of the country. That will happen, okay? We just have to make it to the primary. That's very, very important. And right now, the people power is what's going to speak louder than anything else. It really is.
How many people were raised? How many people?
There's, again, 3 people, right? And this time is different. I didn't get the endorsement last time. This time I got the endorsement. This time the party is behind us, is behind me. They're starting to see that I'm for real. I'm serious. I'm not running just to be a politician. I'm not running because I want some kind of promise in politics. That's not it. I'm running because I want to make the right changes to help all of our communities here in Fresno and Visalia, Tulare, in Woodlake, and work with the other congressional members. I believe and I know we can do this. And I think this time we've learned from before. And a lot of you were with me before. We worked on this before, walked with me and went to the neighborhoods. We will do that really good this time. And we understand how to work it. And so, the big step is first, let's have a good showing for the fundraiser. That building is huge. The agriculture building, the building that I wanted, the industry commerce building, it's kind of split, right? So industry commerce, it was bigger, but you can split it off so you can make it smaller. The agriculture building is, one big giant square. So we just need to put the tables in there and figure it out from the group how we want to do this, how we want to make this happen. And I think that's very, very important that we have a good showing on this one here, because then we can elect, bring the other elected officials, the people who have done things with us, and have them show up to this event. And if they all show, if I was able to get everyone on that list that endorsed me to show up, we can get the media there, we can do that stuff, and to show, Fresno and show Devin Nunes and show the world that we're coming together as a community. We just made the news. Honestly, we made the news this last week for the wrong reason. We had the mass shooting. And that's where, Uncle Sam, I don't know if you know, that's what they were doing tonight.
Yeah.
There was a community meeting for the shooting. And when you call the meeting for tonight, then I can't go there either. Yeah.
I think you over there.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
It says a lot.
No, I really do appreciate it. I've been with the families. I've been with them every day. We talk to you, make sure we're there on those certain days. But I've been working with the police, with the mayor, with everybody, on making sure that the families have their privacy, and to make sure that the families get all the funding, and those people who got shot that survived, make sure that they get their funding to help them through this time, and to do that. And so that's what I was working on last week. But that's why we made the news, And I will tell you, because there's a gang task force, every news interview I did with every group, whether it's CNN, the Associated Press, local news, or LA Times, they always ask me about how violent the Hmong people are. And I'll tell you, for them to look at us like gangsters and thinking that's the only thing that it is, the week that I won the Democratic Party endorsement, when I was talking to delegates, one of the rumors that I had to defend myself against was that they were telling everybody that I was a gangster. And not just am a gangster. Okay? Some people believe that right now I am a gangster. Running for Congress, running the businesses, that I am a gangster right now. I had to call people and tell them I'm not a gangster. Why? Right? And so, we need to show people that we're who we are. We're business people. We're leaders. We're representatives. We're doctors. We're lawyers. We're teachers. We're Americans, that we can do all this. And with that building being so big, I think we can not only sell to our Hmong community, but we need to be able to sell to everybody else, to sell to other folks, to other communities, and grab some of those folks in there. And anything that we can do would be good. Because the building changed, the tickets are being reprinted, so I probably won't get them till the end of the week. Okay. And then if we can discuss in here how we do it. And James, thank you guys. Your name's on the flyers, and that's that number there. But anything can come through anybody.
Once we get the new flyer.
Yeah.
You want to, because I got 3 young ladies already call me, so I sent them this one here already. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna send them the new one.
Yeah. So for those folks who think it is, obviously we'll have a sign out front that says go this way.
Yes.
But then again, they'll get tickets for the tables, and I don't know. We have to figure out what we want to do for this. Whether it's just dinner, whether you want to have a party, how are we going to want to represent and celebrate this one? I have to turn it in if we're gonna sell beer. If we're not gonna sell beer. That's
Doesn't look
important.
good, so stay away from beers.
Because I will ask the mayor and the police chief to get police presence. There's a lot of people are scared to go to New Year's right now.
Right.
I understand why, but we have to fight through that stereotype. They're going to put metal detectors and everything there. Mayor Brand and Chief Hall have promised, when you guys have family events, anything big, let us know. We'll be there. And they'll provide that. Now, this is the fairgrounds. Sometimes usually they have to pay, but I think they may just come. So for our event, I think there's 2 other events over there. Okay. The Lao veterans, I'll go ask and say, hey, can you be out here for it? And we'll do, we'll have them out there. So, maybe they can park the car right in front of the place.
You know what the Lao veterans are doing that night? Dr. Sam, what about Lao veterans are watching?
To be honest, I don't know.
Wow.
The president just told me that they rented the room. That's all.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about what
Yeah.
we're going to do.
And so they did it right, though. They went through Sid, and they got Sid to sign that contract. And we kind of bid ours and put it on the books a month ago, but it's okay. We're still there. It's not a far place.
Just
so
next door. So.
yeah, and we all, they needed the kitchen, so that's why they wanted that place, and so it's fine. I found that out today too. So we were able to reprint, getting it reprinted and doing that, so.
Send me a
it'll be
copy of
fine.
the digital version on the new product.
Yeah. So what it was is that I wanted to kind of verify tonight how we want to do this. If you guys want to make sure, if you want to get a band to play, if you don't want it, whatever it is, and because if there is a band, and I can put music on the flyer, you know what I mean. And so we have since we're going to change it a little bit, we can really change it.
Okay, I think that Bobby has talked about. Is anybody want? I put under the Dr. Christopher, but since he's not here, I say future operational structure. How are we going to structure ourselves to make things work effectively? Maybe you guys might have talked already. Maybe that I have not heard, or I don't understand, or whatever. But since Bobby talked to the thao family, thao president, thao organization here,
Yeah.
but. To me, it's just from outside, and I'd like to see that if we have any structure, for instance, who will coordinate all these selling tickets? Who will make communication to the Asian community? Based on my experience, I used to run this for President Bush at the time that I was appointed as the vice chairman of the Republican Party for the state of California, and I have someone appointed communicate with Vietnamese, Chinese, Hmong, Cambodian, Filipino, and when they do that, when they lay out their network, and that network goes thoroughly. So right now, I wonder if we have that person. So I just mentioned Bobby. So if any one of you have any idea, please feel free to say it. The next item will be, I say, open for discussion. And I think that in order to be most effective, for instance, I cannot come here and a finger point, oh, you do this, like that. I really have to believe that you need the guy take the lead. Let him network to all of these people here, say, okay, you're responsible for this. So we'll be the most effective. Whether we do anything or not, right now, we are fully endorsed by the Democrat Party, so we have no choice but to move forward. That's why I would say so. To do that, I mean, we have to structure ourselves. I don't know if you are, unless Bobby already have that, unless the thao discussion already have that, I don't know. So please feel free to discuss. Okay.
I think the last time Bobby ran, he didn't want bad enough, because I mentioned to Bobby that the Punjabi endorsed me to run for mayor this town. They throw a party for me, and they endorse me. They promised me between $500 to $1 million endorse me for mayor, because I'm a farmer, and they know that if I become a mayor here, I can help them out.
Mhm.
I mentioned to you, I said I'm gonna take you go meet them, and you slacken off. So I feel like last time you didn't really want it. I have some people I introduced you didn't want to see them. So I feel like last time you slacken off. You do something, you have to step back what you did wrong, and then you move forward and get what you want.
Mhm.
But if you slacken off, we cannot help you. We can help you all we want, but if you slacken off, then there's nothing we can do.
That's a pretty good point too, because right now the Punjabi's families, they are major farmers throughout these Walking Valley here too. So
Yeah.
it's also in your district. So I think it might be something that we have to keep eyes on it. And
I
I know we
remember
can
you-
market
yeah,
that.
I
know we can
remember
market
you
that.
that, and they throw a party
But-
for me. They endorse me.
Let's come back to this. Let's come back to this, Bobby. To answer your question, I will probably have the president and his wife pitch in too, and 即係話，即係人哋